Welcome to the 2021 eclipse season. Thank you for tuning in. I want to give you a brief overview of what eclipse season means, and then I'll do your individual horoscopes to show you where you're being eclipsed in your chart. So you're going to want to watch your sun sign and rising sign horoscopes for this eclipse to understand what truth is wanting to come out, where the truth is wanting to show up in your world. This is a great time for you to like and subscribe to my page. I do have the playlist for all Sagittarius and Gemini eclipse season, so you can go back and see how you've been activated for 2020 and 2021. This eclipse between Gemini and Sagittarius will carry us through until January of 2022. These are really powerful pivotal points in your growth and development, so they're really important to follow. So thank you for tuning in. Let's get into it. Welcome to the new moon, June 10th in Gemini. This is a solar eclipse. The moon and the sun are both together in the sign of Gemini, and the moon will get in the path of the sun's rays. So when the light is disrupted, that is an eclipse. And eclipses bring change and sudden rebooting of energies. So think of it like flipping the switch in your electrical panel, you know, when you go to switch or breaker switch because the power's not working correctly. So you can expect powerful change at a new moon eclipse. And this one is happening in Gemini. Eclipses always happen with the North Node and the South Node. 2 weeks ago, the lunar eclipse happened in the sign of Sagittarius with the South Node of Karma. So that was a karmic cleanup. So in this eclipse season here, we're being toggled back and forth between the past and the future along the axis line in the zodiac here of awareness and perceptions. This is where you get in touch with your lower mind and your higher mind. Gemini is the sign that rules the third house of the zodiac, which is communication. It's ruled by the planet Mercury and totally conjunct with the sun and the moon in its retrograde cycle. So Mercury is slowed down, so our minds are slowing down, enabling us to go back and review information, review our experiences, review what we know to be true, where we've been, and where we're heading. And it's being rebooted and given new information from the sun. So this solar eclipse is asking us to look at things differently, look at things from a different point of view, really tune into our own personal perceptions. This is the individual side of the zodiac. This is the collective side. This is where we need to validate information. Gemini validates things so that we know what is what. Gemini is the energy of validation. Sagittarius, the opposite side energy line here, is where we tap into our own experiences to understand what is true. So it's also where our wisdom flows through. This is where we connect to our higher mind. So it's opening up that third eye, opening up that power of perception, power to receive information. This is our intuition. All of this energy here is squaring the planet Neptune. Neptune is the planet that ultimately wants to connect us with the divine and reveal truth. This is the planet of greater compassion. It wants you to understand. Awareness brings understanding. We're being challenged to open our mind space and to really trust our intuition. There's a balance point here in the middle between needing to validate your intuition and learning to trust it. If we want to see things in our own certain way, it really interferes with the reception of information from spirit. Neptune is often called the planet of confusion and illusion because it really makes you aware of where you get lost in your own illusions. It brings it to the forefront. And with Mercury slowing down here, that's what you're able to do. You're able to look back and see where you got lost. Retrogrades are times where we get to review our past. Things come up from the past to show you own experience has led you. Clear intuition requires the ability to respect and trust your own impressions. So if you're constantly needing validation of your own intuitive hits, you're really interfering with the ability to intuit. You have to learn to trust what's coming through and allow that information to flow. I really believe this eclipse is super powerful right now. It is asking us all to trust in our own power, to become conscious of our abilities to heal and thrive in this world. So we're being shown illusions that are getting in the way of what allows us to be free. Sagittarius is the sign of freedom. Energies are aligned with the North Node. It's pushing us outside of our comfort zone. It's leading us to where we need to go. Full moon lunar eclipse 2 weeks ago gave you a chance to go back and see where you've been. You're probably seeing how some of those things are clearing up now and where it is you need to go. With the North Node in Gemini, the emphasis is on communication, and it's really how you communicate with and ask for what it is that you really want. In order to ask, you need to know what those things are. So you need to be really clear about what it is that you want and need in this life to feel free, to feel healthy, to thrive. And you have to remember to ask. Part of that asking can include asking Spirit for help. This is where we connect with Spirit and we allow the divine to flow into us. So again, this is the power of intuition. You have to be open and get out of your own mind space in order for that to flow. Gemini carries the power of perception, the power to listen, to observe, direct your experiences. So you can't be swayed by reputation, gossip, or what other people are telling you. You really have to learn to trust your own perceptions and interpretations of a situation. I think the power of this eclipse, bringing to light gaslighting and how others undermine our own sense of knowing, to be true based on your own experiences, and how you can open your mind to understanding and being more compassionate about the things that you don't know. Again, if you want to see things in your own way, it's really going to interfere with truth and your ability to receive information from your higher self. Clear intuition requires the ability to respect your own impressions. So if you want and need validation of your own intuitive hits, you're really interfering with the ability to open to receiving information. So with Mercury retrograde in the light of the sun with the new moon, we're setting a new cycle, pattern reset for our ways of perceiving information, for our ways of channeling wisdom and trusting our own intuitive truth. This new moon eclipse really creating space for breakthroughs. Now is the time to own your experience and show what is true at your own individual level. Make note of unexpected breakthroughs and shifts in your perception, sudden insights that come to you, so that you are in practice of communing with your higher power. We'll be able to review our progress of this eclipse at the full moon in Gemini on December 18th. Aquarius. Eclipse line is triggering your 5th house. This is where your joy lives. This is your creative expression. It's how you put your spirit out into the world. So something is changing or shifting or coming to light in a new way that's propelling you to grow and align with your spiritual self. Mercury is retrograde right now. Mercury is the messenger of the gods. It is directly aligned with God to receive a new download, a new message, which is showing up for you in your 5th house. Consider what your creative impulses are. If they're changing, drop the judgment and try to follow that. That's your inner wisdom speaking. Neptune is really working hard right now to align you with your higher self. Neptune is the planet of compassion, so it wants you to drop any judgment and just be open and express yourself.